Hello, I'm Chess Kane. In today's AMSOIL Dealer video blog, I wanted to cover two important and interesting subjects, and that is of income opportunities and the growth or income potential as being a direct jobber. So just to summarize, what we're going to show here in just a moment is number one, why you want to reach direct jobber and the incentives available. And of those two incentives are the annual growth bonus program and sponsorship and growth bonus program. So not only do you get the full commissions on every product you sell, once you reach that level, you could get up to an additional 12% on top of that once you hit the bonus zone there. Also the Golden Key program, which is a kind of like a rebate bonus AMSOIL pays on dealers that use their vehicles for their AMSOIL business and have them decaled accordingly. It's an excellent bonus to take advantage of. I've been using that bonus, I believe, since 2003, and it does work, and it drives you to grow further. So the net benefit of both of these is a larger AMSOIL business. So let's tackle these items right now.
Okay, let's jump right into this. On our screen, we've got the Marketing Plan 2017 Above and Beyond Direct Jobber Awards and Incentives. And we're going to basically go over two things. The whole reason to become a direct jobber as an AMSOIL dealer, of course, is premium or high-level income opportunities. Bonuses, there's several bonuses. If you look on one of my commission checks, I think there's about 8 different bonuses, qualification bonuses, retention bonuses, all that. But the bigger ones are this Gold Key, and then the one you work towards the end of the year is the, I call it the end of the year bonus, but it's a growth bonus. And just in a nutshell, before we dig into this, as a direct jobber, you get 25% of the commission value, which is the entire commission value, so upline is not getting a chunk at all. So 25% of that commission value, say on a case of oil, and then once you hit your growth bonus level every year, you go past that level, every case or every quart or every item, you're getting a bonus maximum 12% more on top of that. So that explains why a lot of dealers at one point they just start buying a lot and giving better deals and just move inventory, because they're really stacking up on their income by doing that. So let's get into that real quick. When I first started, by the way, I started in '97 and I made direct jobber in 2003. But it wasn't until 2002 when I went up to AMSOIL U in Duluth and I saw what was possible, and meeting other dealers and chatting with them and that sort of thing. But before that, I had already built up a pretty balanced business. So it was easy for me to make direct jobber. I had a couple commercial accounts. I had 1 or 2 retail accounts. I had several dealers because I had the website. And I was doing trade shows. And then going up there to AMSOIL U, it kind of gave me that big push because I finally saw how corporate worked and really where they were in this whole thing. It impressed me beyond belief that they were really the niche in the market, and they kind of show you how all our competitors look up to them in the technology side. So it just said, hey, this is something I can do, and I can be the best here. I can do this better than I can probably ever learn to play guitar, or be a skilled technician in another field. This is something that I knew that I could do. So let's start looking at a couple of these incentives that come in handy. So the first one we're going to go over is the vehicle that you can buy, and AMSOIL will help you based on your growth. And then the second one is the big one, the growth bonus. So the first one we're going to talk about right here on page 8, Gold Key. That's where you can earn bonus money to help you pay for a new vehicle that you use within your business. And right here, it starts at this Premier Direct Jobber level. That's the first recognition level once you make Direct Jobber. And I guess I should explain, to make Direct Jobber, that's basically 3 months in a row you've achieved 3,000 commission points. Month number 1, 2, 3. No matter where it is on the 12-month scale, or 23 points equals about 1 commission credit. So This number looks kind of far off or hard to reach, but it's really not. When you have a balanced AMSOIL business, X amount of dealers, you got website, your presence on there, local listings, you've got your retail customers, retail and commercial accounts. This is not tough. Several dealers make it every month into this category. So let's go right to the gold key area because I find this very helpful. So having a vehicle that has the AMSOIL decals on it and it's a new professional looking vehicle, that alone steps up the credibility of your business. And having your name and number, address, and things like that on the side. I have got a new magnet that's going on there. It has our address for our other location. But anyway, eligibility. Let's take a look at this. So here it is. Direct jobbers who have attained the status of premier direct jobber may participate. It's really as simple as filling out a form and sending it in, and then meeting this criteria. Vehicle eligibility. Personal vehicles are eligible for the program, or personal vehicles are eligible for the program up to 72 months. So it has to be within a 6-year-old vehicle. Beyond that, they don't qualify. The month it's put into service will be considered one of the 72 months, of course. Yes, a used vehicle will count, but it has to be within that time. That's basically what this is talking about. The vehicle must be fully equipped with all applicable AMSOIL products, and the vehicle must have no physical damage. Well, obviously, because you want to be a good marketer of the AMSOIL products, this gives you another opportunity for your own testimonials, which on my EcoBoost I run that 0W30, and I've already seen better fuel mileage. I ran it for 6,000 or 7,000 miles without it, so when I switched I could feel how smooth it was. And now that I'm partially into my warranty, I'm going to change the ATF fluid, so I should notice some changes at that point too. Vehicles must have the AMSOIL vehicle graphics, and that's a big highlight. Again, that's what that consistency of those graphics adds you into the national fleet. I don't know what the number are, but there's several hundred of these vehicles now that have the AMSOIL vehicle graphics. So it helps us, it helps AMSOIL, it helps the name coast to coast. It brings an added professionalism into your dealership. I'm so satisfied with that vehicle. It acts as a sales tool as well, but I use it every single day. I load it down with 1,400 pounds of products every other Sunday or Monday and run them down to Omaha, so it gets its use. It's stacking on the miles. But as far as the eligibility for the program, or to be eligible, of course, you meet this criteria, but how it's paid, let's go to the next page here. Here it is, how the bonus is paid. So if you're a premier direct jobber, you get 7%, and that's based on your new registered dealers who have been dealers within 12 months. So basically what this, in a nutshell, what the Gold Key program is, it's a motivation tool to push you to keep getting new dealers in your business, mentoring them, and very quickly trying to get them to a level where they can actually see income themselves. And again, this new tool that they just announced up there at corporate, this is going to enhance that even more. So to me, it makes it more fun to work with the new dealers because between you and AMSOIL, they have more tools, more incentives, and their knowledge base is probably 4 times greater than it was several years ago. So this thing will really pay off well. And then for them to take on this to their new dealers, that's another bonus. So Premier Direct Jobber, you get 7%. So if you've got, well, I actually did an example here. Let's take a look. And by the way, the bonus is capped at $500 per month. That's attainable at any of these levels. It just depends on your activity level out there. But yeah, the bonus is there, and depends on how hard you work your business. You can completely get your payments paid for on your vehicle if you choose to. So let's just look at a real world example. I wrote this up. Hopefully you can read it. Golden Key example. I just drew this up and ran it through the scanner. So we have 300 commission credits each of 6 new dealers. You signed up 6 dealers. They're doing an average So I don't have peaks and valleys here, just all of them did 300, which is a very likely scenario. So 300 each times 6, so that's 1,800 commission credits. You times that by the 7% Premier Direct Jobber level. So for 1 month, that's $126. So if you could keep this going, or at least have it increase, that's a minimum of $126 offset on your monthly payment a month. You know, that could go towards your insurance or maybe your fuel costs or something like that. That's a bonus paid on your AMSOIL check. Now let's look at this one. This guy's master direct jobber, so he's at the 9%. He's got 5 new dealers at this point, or 5 dealers within 12 months. They've been established within, so somewhere within the 12-month period. 2 happen to become trying to qualify as direct jobbers, so they probably got a couple good retail accounts. So they're at 6,000, or it's 3,000 apiece, so that's 6,000. And then you have your other 3 dealers out of these 5 just at a standard point level, 300 points. That's a pretty low level, but they're just keeping a couple items in for some local customers, so that's 900. Add those 2 together, we're going to get the 9% bonus, so that's $621. That can very quickly go from this 126 here to 621. So that's a number that can vary quite a bit, but it's all based on your personal efforts. And I pretty much don't track that. I just work with my dealers and try to do the best I can all the time, and I don't really track these myself. I just push and push and push until I at least am satisfied with the results that I'm getting. So now I'm going to go to the next one, but that pretty much should sum that up for you. If you got any questions, I can email you this document if you can't get it from the dealer zone. So now let's go to my favorite thing, which is the 2017 Direct Jobber Growth and Sponsorship Program. And let's take a look here. To keep it really simple, they just changed this. It used to be a 5% minimum, and then it was paid 10% over that. So to be qualified for this, we'll call it the end of the year bonus. The end of the year with AMSOIL ends November 30th. So to be qualified, let me go down here and see if I didn't prep this too much, but to be qualified, of course, you have to be direct jobber for 1 year. Let's say you, this is a good example, you made direct jobber in August, or let's do July. You made direct jobber in July, so you have July, September, October, November. You have 4 months of building up points. So that means the next year you've got 12 months to beat those numbers, very easily attainable. So let's say you double that, so that's going to be a couple $1,000s, just in a nutshell, if you're growing at that same pace. So now we're going to show that on paper. So in 2016, the dealer did enough business where he made his direct jobber level to do 100,000 cc's total. That's all added up in whatever months, however months he was direct jobber. We don't need to know that. So there's a 4% growth goal. That's the minimum. So they take the 100,000 times 1.04. Okay, so he had to make 104,000. So that's omitted from the total. So everything over that the next year, you're going to get paid the bonus on. So let's just shoot for this. The 12-month or 12% growth goal is 112,000 points. He needs to make that number to achieve the check at that level. So what they're doing here is showing you on paper, example number 1. If your total for 2017 is 116,000, he beat the 112,000 goal. All right, and then you take times that by the 4%, so we subtract that out. So instead of being 16,000 over the 100,000, it's 12. So 2000. Let's go over that one more time. 2016, right here, the prior year, he did 100,000. All right, he needed 104,000 to qualify. Well, this next year, 2017, he did 116,000. So over 100,000, 4% of that is 104. We take that off of 116, and we have the base of 12,000. So at 12,000, he qualified for the 12% bonus, and he also had 15 qualified customers. There's a customer level. I think you have to get 12 qualified customers to reach the 12% goal, which is pretty easy. So we got the 12% right here. So they multiply 12,000 times 12%. So in December, he gets a check over and beyond everything he did for the year for $1,440. And this is quite common after the first year. Some dealer makes direct jobber. Quite common. Now, I did another. It's pretty straightforward actually, but I made my own little example now. Hopefully you can read this. Hopefully it's centered all right. Handwriting's not the best, but I took this real world example. 2016 group volume was 80,000. So he, assuming that this dealer is at the premier direct jobber level. Oh, you know what? I want to jump back. Something else here. We talked. There's also a sponsorship requirement, and I had that highlighted on my paper here. Ah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, to get the 12% growth bonus, you also have to sponsor 12 or more new qualified customers for that year. So you could actually qualify and cash in at 4%. It used to be you had to qualify at 5, but you wouldn't get paid until you hit 10. So that's how it worked before. So now we have the 4, 8, and 12, so it pays out to more direct jobbers than it did in years past. This is a newer system here. So let's go back to my example. Okay. Whoops, wrong one. Okay, 2016 group volume. So the past year he did 80,000, and then he started focusing on commercial accounts and web retail. He built himself a WordPress site. He's got the blog thing going. It's ranking really well. Let's throw in another thing. He's focusing on gear oils, and when he finds a story about certain cars, we're really focusing on that. So when people are looking for a good GL4, they just happen to find his site, and he's selling a ton of MTG 7590. Real world scenario. Okay, so 2017, he did 160,000, and he ended up getting 18 accounts. And let's just say 4 of those accounts were online commercial accounts. Semi-truck drivers signed up, and they buy $700-800 at a time. So you've got pretty good business going on here early, a starting business. So obviously you made the 12% qualification. So we got to find out what the minimum qualification was. 80,000 times 1.04 or 4%. Add that back in, you get 83,200. That's your minimum. So let's pull that out of the 160,000 right here, and we come up with the number that the bonus is going to get paid on. So that's 76,800 times 12%. There's a check there in December for $9,216. Again, this is easy for that dealer becoming direct jobber in 3 or 4 years. The growth is much higher paced in those earlier years. Once you get to a certain plateau, it does get more difficult. But in those early years, this is the type of money that a lot of dealers see in their pockets. I remember at earlier AMSOIL universities, Al would get up on stage and show a huge list of all the people that got the direct jobber growth bonuses, and some of them were beyond $20,000 for one year's worth of work over the past. So that is all I have on this. I want to end this video. I guess my only advice now, or the only thing I want to add to this, is spend some time in AMSOIL University and get a good idea of which direction you want to go to build up your business to even higher levels. And another thing, as far as downline dealers, the best thing you can do is sign up dealers, is to understand what they're getting in their packets now, the startup guide, and then the follow-up that comes beyond this. I'm making a video I'm going to try to publish in the next couple of days for the public, for new potential dealers, about the support that they're going to receive outside of what they've gotten in the past. So I hope this adds some incentive to your business, and I got a few more of these in the works, so we'll see you real soon. Thanks again.